LeBron James is one of the greatest players of all time in all team sports. I'm sorry, if that's not good enough, turn the page.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For so many reasons.
It wasn't a debate, it was a full-on ambush on live TV. Two seasoned voices stepped onto ESPN and did something the media usually tiptoes around.
I'm going to proclaim and support and wave the LeBron James flag for his greatness, but if I say he's less than number 2, that's not good enough for you, to hell with you.
They challenged the idea that LeBron James is the GOAT, and they didn't say it softly. They blasted it with their chest. There was no sugarcoating, no safe middle ground. Wilbon snapped into a heated rant, saying he'd rather be laid to rest than pretend LeBron is better than Wilt, Kareem, or Kobe, let alone matching what Jordan or Tim Duncan built. He didn't just agree. He blew the whole "LeBron is the GOAT" movement wide open like he'd been waiting years to unload this take.
These dudes don't even try to hide it no more. So I am glad that Wilbon is calling these clowns out, because that's exactly what they are. He's saying if I don't think you're the GOAT and you want me, you can go kick rocks. How about that? And these sorry twerking ass LeBron fans gonna be like, he doesn't like LeBron James, he doesn't like LeBron James, he's a hater, he's a hater, he's a hater, he's a hater. Because in their mind, if LeBron ain't the GOAT or the second best player of all time, you a hater. This is how daft this fan base is, and how dense, and how superficial they are.
But how did we even reach a point where questioning LeBron's spot in basketball history feels like you're breaking some sacred rule?
I gotta say that LeBron James is better than Kobe Bryant? What? Put me in a grave first.
I want to dig some graves.
To get it, you gotta trace the whole thing back, way before memes, before endless debate shows, before social media turned every argument into a circus.
Of LeBron and got it, thanks.
This so-called rivalry, it wasn't born in barbershops or street courts or late-night fan battles. It was stitched together in studios, crafted by producers, and carried by networks hungry for views and engagement.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time. That's what I felt.
Jordan had already locked down his legacy. 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, undefeated on the biggest stage, and a mythic aura no one could touch. His story had already been finished. But LeBron, he was still playing. Still a major brand, still a marketing goldmine. So the media did what they always do. They built a storyline out of thin air. Jordan versus LeBron, GOAT versus King. One legend already immortal, the other still chasing moments that could sell headlines. The twist is simple but wild. There was never a real rivalry. Jordan's legacy wasn't under attack until the media made it seem like it was. That fake narrative spread everywhere, and suddenly a fringe take became everyday conversation. The whole world got pulled into a storyline that never truly existed. And then, LeBron made his own move. While Jordan let the game talk, LeBron stepped in front of it and talked for himself. Jordan never called himself the GOAT, not once. In fact, he rejected the label openly, and Wilbon spoke on it clearly, describing exactly how Jordan handled the moment when he walked into the Hall of Fame with humility and respect. This is where the whole story started bending, and it hasn't stopped twisting since. When Jordan was asked if he wanted to be known as the greatest of all time, he didn't blink. He shut it down instantly. "No," he said, "I'm not going to say I'm better than anyone else." That quiet confidence mattered because real greatness doesn't chase applause. It doesn't need a mic, a hype machine, or a whole PR squad pumping out slogans. Meanwhile, LeBron grabbed the GOAT label like it came with a bonus check. He stamped it on himself during HBO's The Shop. After that 2016 finals comeback, he said, "That right there made me the greatest player of all time." He didn't wait for history to crown him, he crowned himself. He turned a legacy into a logo and greatness into a marketing rollout. But the moment you market your own legacy, it's no longer a celebration. It becomes a strategy, a brand, a product. And once it becomes a product, you're dealing with influence, spin, and control instead of truth. That's the part Charles Barkley tore into. The media machine that boosted LeBron's image into something bigger than reality. Barkley didn't just speak on it, he torched the whole setup. He didn't attack regular fans, he called out the people pulling strings behind the scenes. The ones shaping conversations like they're writing a script. He said what millions whisper but don't want to say on camera. LeBron's legacy isn't just hyped, it's manufactured. According to Barkley, insiders connected to LeBron's circle have been pushing storylines for years, framing debates, pushing certain talking points, and shutting down anyone who doesn't fall in line. They didn't just defend LeBron, they rebuilt the whole conversation around him. And anytime legends like Kareem, Kobe, or Wilt come up, suddenly those names get downplayed, skipped over, or brushed aside like they're in the way. Why? Because to push LeBron higher, someone else has to get pushed lower. Barkley called it bending reality, plain and simple. And he said the wildest part is this: everyone behind it knows exactly what they're doing. But here's where it gets messy. When someone speaks up, the blowback comes fast. The moment you challenge the GOAT storyline, you don't get a debate. You get labels. LeBron defenders jump straight to accusations. You're a hater. You're old. You don't get today's game. They throw everything except actual facts. But what if it's not hate? What if it's just honesty? Wilbon, who has watched more basketball live than most fans have seen in clips, said straight up that LeBron isn't number one. He's not number two either. And the moment Wilbon said that, the backlash exploded. People came at him from every angle. Outrage, accusations, claims he was being biased or out of touch. And that's when Barkley stepped in and dropped the real hammer. He said, LeBron supporters aren't chasing truth. They're chasing control. Control over the story, control over the legacy, control over how the whole sport gets remembered. The second somebody refuses to follow that script, the narrative flips and suddenly the critics become the villains. But then Charles said the line that shook the whole studio, "That's not fandom, that's manipulation." And trust me, if you think that sounds dramatic, wait till you hear how deep this manipulation actually runs. There's an entire algorithm agenda behind it. This debate didn't stay alive because it was meaningful. It stayed alive because it was profitable. Anytime someone pops off with LeBron is better than Jordan, the numbers go crazy. It trends, it pulls clips, it starts arguments, and arguments bring clicks. Barkley called it exactly what it is: a business model. Not truth, not analysis, not basketball, just engagement. And what gets more engagement than pitting two legends from two completely different eras against each other? Jordan won more, dominated more, played fewer years, never lost in the finals, and didn't need to bounce around building custom teams. LeBron, a generational talent with wild longevity and 4 rings. But his story isn't the same. The only way for the LeBron GOAT push to survive is to change the criteria every few years so he fits. It would all be harmless if it wasn't actively reshaping the truth. That's why Wilbon's final punch mattered so much. He didn't just make a point, he drew a line in the sand. He said straight up, if you think I'm wrong because I don't have LeBron at number 1 or 2, to hell with you. He wasn't being petty. He was guarding the real history of the game, the part that's earned through sweat and battles, not through hashtags and headline spins. Because somewhere along the way, the GOAT debate stopped being about the actual game. It turned into a popularity contest, a marketing rollout, a branding war, and that moment on ESPN, it felt like a reset button getting slammed. A reminder that the culture of basketball didn't hand LeBron the crown, and sometimes the loudest voices online are the ones standing furthest from the truth. Real greatness doesn't need hype, it grows over time. Michael Jordan never begged for that crown. He didn't need to. He locked it down quietly with 6 rings, unmatched dominance, and a level of humility that kept the focus on the game. LeBron's greatness is real, powerful, historic, but it's not that. And when legends like Wilbon and Barkley step forward to clear the fog, it's not about tearing LeBron down, it's about putting the standard back where it belongs. Greatness doesn't come from campaigns, it comes from moments. And Jordan delivered those moments again and again. If you made it to the end, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.